It was the night foretold by prophets, the hour when eternity would enter time. Blessed Anne Catherine Emmerich saw in vision that the birth of the Savior would take place precisely at midnight, 9 months after the angel's greeting in Nazareth. As Mary waited in silent prayer, she asked Saint Joseph only one thing, that they would honor in the best manner possible the coming of the child promised by God. She had prayed him to do all they could to honor in the best manner the entrance into the world of the child promised by God. There in the grotto outside Bethlehem, rejected by the people who refused them lodging, Mary prayed for those whose hearts were closed. Joseph, deeply concerned, offered to bring Holy Woman to assist her, but the Virgin's answer was simple. God Himself would provide what she needed. She told him she should have no need of help from anyone. As the Sabbath ended, Joseph quietly prepared a humble welcome for the King of Heaven. He purchased a small table, a simple dish, dried fruits, and what little he could find. He arranged a place for Mary to rest in that cave, and even made a separate space for himself using mats hung between poles. He fed the animals, filled the manger with hay and moss, and gently prepared a covering for the child who was soon to arrive. As Mary said the time was near, she asked Joseph to withdraw and pray. The grotto began to shine with a mysterious light, so radiant that Joseph himself trembled, struck by holy awe. She seemed to him as if surrounded by flames. All the grotto seemed to shine with a supernatural light. Then, in the silence deeper than creation's beginning, the Virgin was lifted in contemplation. Light increased until the very stones seemed alive with glory. When the hour of midnight arrived, Mary was transported in an ecstasy. The rock which formed the wall of the grotto was, as if it were, alive with light. Heaven opened. The angels began to descend. A radiant path stretched from the earth into eternity, and within that divine brightness, a child appeared, small, shining, clothed entirely in heavenly radiance. I saw our Savior like a little shining infant, lying upon the rug before the knees of the Blessed Virgin. Mary adored him in silent ecstasy until the Holy Child gave his first cry, God entering our world with the voice of a newborn. Then I saw the infant Jesus move, and I heard him cry. Only then did the Blessed Mother take him into her arms, pressing him to her heart and wrapping him in the simple linen she had brought from Nazareth. Angels bowed around him, worshipping the eternal-made infant. I saw angels around her in human form prostrate themselves before the newborn and adore him. Mary called Joseph. In holy trembling, he approached the child, fell on his face before him, and with tears of joy, received in his arms the gift of the Most High. He prostrated himself full of joy, humility, and fervor. Mary and Joseph placed him in the manger, a bed of rushes and plants, covered him with a humble cloth. Together they adored the Lord of the universe, now sleeping before them like any other child, and yet brighter than lightning itself. Ah, this place contains the salvation of the whole world, and no one can doubt it. The Holy Family sat in quiet wonder, no words, only reverent adoration. Mary, unwearied and full of peace, remained calm and radiant, untouched by pain or exhaustion. The grotto became the first tabernacle, and the manger the first throne of God among men. On that night in Bethlehem, heaven descended into a cave, and the world received its Redeemer, the one promised through the ages. The desire of nations chose poverty, silence, and hiddenness, and through this humble birth, salvation entered the world. May we open our hearts where Bethlehem was closed. May we welcome the Christ whom Mary brought into the light of midnight and adore him with Joseph, with the angels, and with every soul that still kneels before the manger. O Holy Child of Bethlehem, come to us anew this night.